How we doing, guys? So it's finished. Everton 2, Arsenal 1, and I don't even know what to think or say after that. A lot of people will be saying, "Oh, how's DT doing a video if he's broke his phone or anything else?" My phone's absolutely fine. That's why you invest in good screen protectors and rubber cases, so that if you do decide to dash it when your team play like shit, then it bounces instead of breaks. But I honestly don't know anymore what's going on with this football club. And we can go right back to, when the problems started manifesting and first started surfacing, and it was under Arsene Wenger. And people can sit there all they want and defend him and say, no, it wasn't, it's all Arteta's fault. And these problems started under Arsene Wenger and Ivan Gazidis and the players they brought in with a weak, spineless mentality. That's when it all started. Let's, boil it down correctly. That's when all of the problems started. That's when we started getting the worst defeats. I still remember going away to Crystal Palace and Brighton and all these type of places and being absolutely humiliated. And I remember in one of my interviews after against Liverpool, I think it was, on AFTV, and I said that Wenger has been sabotaging what we're currently seeing, so that whoever takes over will have a near on impossible job to do. And I'm not saying that, he's totally responsible or anything, or that it was even deliberate, but he never really made sure that the hands, the club itself were going to be left in safe hands, should we say, after, everything that had happened. And I just look at it and I think to myself, really, is this what we're going through? Players that have not been good enough under the Arsene Wenger reign were not good enough for Unai Emery, not good enough for Mikel Arteta. And there comes a time when you've got to say, right, how many times do we keep changing a manager? Or how many times do, we do what we're doing? Do you know what I mean? Something along them lines. So I just genuinely don't know what to think anymore. I genuinely don't. I'm gutted. I'm dejected. I feel broken. I just feel that everything's not right and that we're in a complete and utter mess. Everything's a shambles. The way the club are working, off the pitch, on the pitch. Mikel Arteta's not blameless for some of the stuff that you see going on. But when you see players like Willian playing, players like can you actually see like what this actually makes me feel like and how much this hurts? Like, it's tough. It's so tough to take right now. It's so tough to, take it all in. And it's so tough to digest everything more than anything. I just genuinely feel like I'm in another world at the moment. I don't feel like I'm understanding what is going on around me. I just feel like, how on earth is this happening? And the funny thing is, right, is that people will sit there and they'll go, oh, this person or that person might be right because they called it or anything. Listen, people that wanted Arteta out from winning the FA Cup or whatever it might be were saying it for one reason, and it wasn't because they meant it and they wanted him out. It was for the hope that this would eventually happen so they can say I'm right. The fact is that they weren't. But I look at the situation and I just think, how much longer can we keep losing? Because you know, at the time of recording this, I think Fulham are winning. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, oh my dear God, Fulham winning. If they end up winning that game, then they could actually be above us. Can you imagine that? In all seriousness, the reality of that. And this is the thing, I could sit here and holler and scream and shout and say all these things. But the reality is what's the point? Because what you're going to get apart from a few views and a few, you know, little meme clips or whatever it might be. And I think you got enough of that from me, from AFTV and throwing my phone and whatever, but it's one of them, man. I just don't know what to think. I just genuinely don't know what to think anymore. I feel lost with it all. I feel so disillusioned with this football club. I'm hurt, I'm tired, I'm angry. I don't know what to think. And people don't understand it. People don't realize how difficult it is when you follow a team and you love a team and you're passionate about them and the emotions and the stress and the drama and everything else. But it's just tough, man. It's so tough. And how many of these players genuinely feel what we feel and hurt the way we do? When they're traveling down the M6 tonight, if they're on a coach or whatever it might be, are they hurting on that coach? Do they feel what we're feeling? Do they really feel at the bottom of their stomach? Do they feel that pain? Do they feel it in their chest and in their heart? I don't think they do. A lot of them, I don't think they do. So at what point do you say, you know, it's not the players or the manager or anything? Because this is the thing, bring a new manager in, turns our fortunes around for a few months, and then what? Players start revolting again, and there's problems and all these different things. What then? What then? I just don't know. I honestly don't. It's painful. It's just painful. It's hurtful. I don't understand why. I don't understand, you know, how this can happen and why it's happened and why, you know, we're in this situation. Well, I know where it's all stems from, and, you know, the likes of Stan Kroenke and that will be, you know, in America, not even knowing what the result fucking was. That's one of the big problems. Then you got the likes of Josh Kroenke talking about how, oh, you know, we need to be excited and all of this. And the reality is, what's there to be excited about? Because we always just kind of paper over the cracks. We bring Pepe in, it hasn't really worked out to how we expected. But the reality is, you brought him in and it wasn't enough. You bring Pepe in and you think, yeah, okay. But then, you know, Thomas Partey and everything else, but it's not enough. It's like you fill one gap, but you still got two or three that are waiting, that still need filling, that still need sorting out. And this is the big issue, you know, issue that we have at the club, that you just never fill the voids, the gaps, the problems, and it's just tough. I don't know how many more times I can keep saying it, man. I'm hurting, I'm tired. These are my thoughts, these are my emotions, and some people say don't let it get you down, and some people say that, you know, it's only a game or whatever, but you invest so much time and effort and even money and stuff like that into football and whatever, and this is how they repay you. This is how, you know, they look upon it and do things. And the game in itself, second half especially, I don't think we actually played that bad. We actually created chances in the sense that we got the pressure right up to the 18-yard box, and then there was no penetration, no cutting edge. But that's been the story of our season. So it becomes a point and a time where you sit there and you say, when's enough? Enough. And listen, I'm a big boy, and, you know, if I want the manager out, I'll say I want the manager out. If I don't want him out, I won't say I want him out. I'm my own person. I have my own thoughts. It's my own mind. But we are getting to a point now where it's becoming tough to back some of the things that he does, like playing Willian. You can't back that. And even, you know, playing him, taking him off. So, yeah, man, that's my thoughts on it. I can't say no much more. There'll be a DT's Daily tomorrow, player ratings and everything else. But I just feel really tired. I feel really dejected. And I hope you all understand. So, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.